We're back. FM21 is finally here and it's time to dust off the CV. We're unemployed and this journeyman with a twist is back bigger and better than ever before. That's right, hello and welcome along to episode 1 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. The FM21 edition is back and we are going on the prowl today. The job hunt is live and there is a lot to choose from, most of which we're going to have no chance of getting. So thank you for everyone that's along this evening. I hope you're as excited as I am. If you haven't seen a Head Coach before, it is a journeyman combined with a Director of Football challenge. We are a head coach only. We have no say in transfers, contracts or staffing as we try and make it from no reputation, no coaching badges to the very top of the game. So if that all sounds good to you and you're looking forward to this one, please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM20 content from 2 long-term stories. The second one with Bangor City will start tomorrow. And we'll have live streams almost every day as well. So come on in and hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. But we've got more important things to do today because we've got to get our first job. Our little manager, he's got no reputation, he's got no coaching badges and he's got no quality in terms of attributes. But he's got to get a job. So we're not going to waste time trying to do that ourselves. We're going to go on holiday. We're going to apply for every managerial position that comes up. And because of our banger save, we're going to try and avoid Wales. Aside from that, nothing really off the table. And if we have to take it, then so be it. Of course, we've got the mixed up seasons here with England starting later than Scotland and a few other bits like that. So this is going to make things very interesting. Will it be harder to get a job than previous years? Let's come back in a minute and find out. Hopefully, we'll have an interview before too long. So following my first experience of a remote chat in FM21, we have got our first chance at a job interview. And it comes from the Republic of Ireland. After all our fun in Northern Ireland with Cliftonville last year, we are back and looking at the Republic of Ireland Premier Division. Now this league normally runs winter to winter, but at the moment of course it isn't. So we've got a chance to go to our interview and let's see how much has changed. We know the chat style has and it's going to look very different. So we're going to put forward our vision for the club. Jack Power is the man we've got to impress. So we're glad we've been given a chance. What are we going to go for? Are we going to convince him? Are we going to promise? I want short-term success. I'm not going to lie to him. If I need to later on, I will do. But I'm not going to do it straight away. I don't want any changes to the backroom staff. I'm going to happily let him do that. We're the head coach. We don't have a say in our staff. What else are we going to do? We're going to agree to this. The club culture, there's not much to it. We've seen so much before, but this is quite slim actually. 2-year contracts we're not in charge of. Sell players for a profit, we can't do it. Work within a wage budget, none of them we have a say in. So we're happy and we've got no problems. I think we can agree to the expectations here just to avoid relegation. I don't want to push for too much more. Transfer budget, yeah, let's agree with that. It's realistic enough. And we'll be happy with the wage budget because again, doesn't affect us. And that's the beauty of this save. An awful director of football can ruin it as it has in previous years, or it can make it that much more rewarding. So certainly not something we're going to worry about to start with. We want to get a job, we want to leave the meeting, and we want to find a squad that we can go and meet today. Let's skip ahead and see if we get any chance at this one or any more interviews. So an interview down at Waterford in the Republic of Ireland, and now we've got Brechin in Scottish League 2. Certainly a job we'd be interested in, another chance to us to build a league that's already starting of course, so we've got plenty of opportunity there. Certainly an offer we'd be interested in, we've just got to try and convince them. Starting low is always a good way, so we're glad we've been given a chance to talk to Ken Ferguson. Slightly lower reputation Brechin, so that should make things a bit easier for us. But we've parted company with our last manager sooner than we wanted. Well, I'm going to say the same again. For now, I'm going to be honest. If I have to change it, then I'll lie if I need to. But I want to try and be honest, if possible. So again, we've got to work within the wage budget, finish in the relegation playoff. So low expectations. I'm happy with that. No problem at all. Yep, I think we can avoid automatic relegation. The transfer budget's fine. 30,000 seems a lot in Scottish League 2 actually. And the wage budget's fine as well. We're not going to ask for any requests. We're happy with that interview. Short and sweet, maybe an opportunity. Let's see what other jobs are about just for now. So no other real small ones at the moment. It might be with England starting later, of course. Managers haven't yet been sacked in real life. Normally you'd come in and there'd be 4 or 5 jobs available. It's just not the case here. So I did worry, is it going to be harder to get a job than before? Let's go and find out. We'll skip ahead again. Well, this, for anyone who's followed the head coach before, will know that this is a very pleasant surprise. We have got a job offer within 2 weeks. Last year it took us 2 months, maybe even 3 actually. The year before we got a job early and then got sacked from it because it was difficult. This year we've got an early job. It is a tough one with Brechin, right at the bottom of Scottish League 2. But it's a start nonetheless. So let's go and negotiate. I just want to see quickly if there's any other jobs on the table that might tempt me. But there's not. There really isn't. So we're going to go for it. Let's start the negotiations with Brechin City, which looks like being our first club with the head coach. At least we'll get to introduce the squad today. Don't forget, no saying transfers, contracts or staffing. And I doubt Brechin will have a director of football yet. So this could be challenging. We're going to try and work the wages up a bit. Just a 1-year deal we've been offered. And it doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere. 25 quid extra. £525 a week. Seems a good deal. And we are moving to Brechin City for our first job of FM21. So we will be back in a moment to get settled in our first day at the job. Meet the staff we've got to work with so far. And meet the players ahead of what's going to be a very interesting first season. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you in a minute. Here we are then. Brechin have today confirmed the appointment of us as the new manager at the club. 27 years old and probably slightly greyer than that picture lets on. But it is going to be a very good day for us. Our first day in our first job. And that means we'll have a first game in the next episode. I'm very excited about all of this. We're in the group stages of the League Cup, the first round of the Scottish Cup, and finished bottom of League 2 last year. Or does it just say that because of the pandemic? Because the season finished earlier maybe? I'm not sure. No director of football, no assistant manager, poor facilities, no youth recruitment, and 4,000 at the stadium. That's not too bad. The media predicts us to finish bottom, which suggests that whoever comes in has got some work to do. I'm interested to know when the first fixture is, but let's skip ahead for now. 4-4-2 is of course recommended. Players on loan from the above leagues. I'm hoping that means there's a little bit of talent and quality there, even if the mentality perhaps is slightly off. And if we go through just quickly to confirm the club vision, finishing the relegation playoff, I think that is bottom of the league. I don't think you go straight down. We'll have a look at the competition rules in a minute. Reach the second round of the Scottish Cup. So we've got to beat one non-league team, but we've got a 1-year contract, a 1-year chance to shine. Let's go and meet our staff and our squad at Brechin City. So the first thing I noticed with the confirmation is tactical direction. Slight change of name there. And some players with decent star ratings who are all out of contract. Of course, we're not going to be able to do anything about that this year. We're going to be setting our director of football, or our chairman as it is at the moment, to do everything. But we've got to meet the staff that are here and the squad that's here first. So let's start with the staff. It is a very short but sweet list. Just 4 staff employed by the whole club. And one of them's us. So we've got a goalkeeping coach in Craig Nelson, who at this level's not too bad actually. 7s across the board I'm pretty impressed with. Got a Continental B licence. Yeah, I'm happy enough with him. We've got a head physio, who isn't great at physiotherapy to be fair. But hopefully he'll be able to do the trick. And a head of sports science. I did not expect to have that here at Brechin. But nonetheless, we've got one. Seamus McCafferty is the man. He's not great at his job, but he's 32. He's got room to improve. But of course, that is not the bit you want to see today. We'll go and set all the responsibilities off camera. Basically, everything bar the team selection and the tactics here, I just go through in transfers and contracts and delegate them to whoever's available. Once the chairman's employed a director of football, we can then assign it to him. The same with trainings for the assistant manager. We do quite a lot of that in the head coach, and we'll talk about that as the episodes go on. But let's go and meet the squads. That's the important bit here. We've got a pretty good sized first team squad. Lots of loanees who we saw already. And I just want to check the development in case there's any good players. So there's an experienced one and a strong youngster. So let's get them in the first team and we can judge them all properly. Because I think we've got a pretty good squad here. Immediately I can see a few new graphics. The condition one looks quite good. Peak condition for most of these guys. When does the season start? It starts on the 10th of October. Okay, so there's a couple of months. So our director of football once in can do a bit of work still. But let's have a look at the stars. Who are the best players at this football club? Oh, actually, it's quite average. Bar the few loanees, it's not great. Michael Payton, the one player I recognise, is our best permanent player. So let's meet the goalkeepers. Lewis McMinn and Patrick O'Neill, evenly rated. McMinn's got bigger potential. Not so good mentally, but very good. Very good reflexes, very good goalkeeping stats, but not good enough mentally. And I'm guessing Patrick O'Neill's largely the opposite. Not so much, actually. Composure 1. I don't know he can start for us. But I think either way, we've got two okay keepers there. I think McMinn edges it because he's a sweeper keeper, and that's something I traditionally quite like. Let's have a look at the right backs at the club. Two 2-star ability players, but one stands out, and that's Sean McIntosh. 2.5-star ability. He looks alright, actually. Came through at Celtic a few years back, has got experience at Airdrie. On £100 a week, 4.5-star potential, and versatile as well. He's not too bad, I can work with that. Left back, only one at the club, but it's a good young player, Dave Mackay. Again, 2.5-star ability, 4-star potential. He's okay in the tackle, missing some of their mental stats again. And that's the problem with this young squad. So far, I'm still a little bit worried. And I can only see two centre-halves. Luke Bollen is one of them. He's again 20 years of age, 2.5-star ability. Not so bad actually, pretty solid across the board. I feel like he's someone who could potentially do well for us. So that one's a pleasant surprise. And then Jonathan Page, who we got out of the development squad, he looks fine. I recognise his name. He's played at Scotland, Motherwell I think he was at. I recognise him from Motherwell and Hamilton perhaps. But he's not quite as good physically or mentally actually. But technically he's got the key stats. Good heading, good tackling. So I think that's as good as we can ask for, to be honest. They're 4 decent players, if nothing else. They're not going to set the world alight. They're not going to play a huge amount of games if our director of football comes in and does well. But for now, we've got a squad that can compete, and that's all that matters. If we look at right midfield, we've got Ross Brown here. 2.5-star ability. Naturally a central midfielder. Not quite sure why he's been lined up as a winger. He's not great. I'm not particularly happy with him. Has got experience with Brechin and a few other clubs. Loads of appearances for East Fife. But still not really a standout for me. Hopefully he'll only be a backup for us. And the reason for that is because we've got some stars on loan. I'm going to get through Benjamin Lewisant first. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Guadeloupean who can't get an international cap. He is really good mentally, pretty okay technically, and physically atrocious. 4 for stamina, 5 for strength. Just doesn't work at this level. Big potential again, but physically he has got to improve, or he's never going to make it here, I'm afraid. So no chance for him at the moment. Let's get to the stars though. Connor Barron, 17-year-old centre midfielder, 4.5-star ability, 5-star potential. And he is very good. A real standout on loan from Aberdeen. Physically excellent, can play 2 games a week if needed. Good technically in the key areas, can play naturally in all of those roles that I regularly use. And he's not bad mentally either. I'm really impressed with that. The first real star we've got in our team. And I'm hoping he'll be followed up by Matty Todd here. 4.5-star ability, right winger on loan, 19-year-old from Dunfermline, and he's good again. He can play central midfield, he can play right wing, and he's just solid across the board. Looks more natural as a centre midfielder based on his attributes, but looking at the options, he might have to play out wide. But another really good player. 13 appearances for Dunfermline already, and he'll be a real asset to our squad. On to Connor Coop, he's 3-star ability winger. Naturally a left winger. This shows how bad the judgment is for our goalkeeping coach. He can't even get the positions right. If we haven't got anyone better on the left wing, he'll do for now. But he's not a natural winger. He likes to cut inside onto his right foot, which I'm not a massive fan of. And as an inverted winger at this level, we can't carry that. The fullbacks aren't strong enough. And he can't cross or dribble either, which doesn't particularly help. So I'm not holding up much hope for that one. Kieran Inglis is a winger with 3-star ability. He's a bit better. Mentally very strong. Passing's good, technique's good. Not great crossing though. And again, he's a natural centre mid. That makes more sense. He's a proper playmaker, he is. Looks a good little player. And now he's a central midfielder. That could suit him better. Already played games for Brechin in the past. Came through at Dundee United. Yeah, I quite like him. He's got an attribute profile I can work with. Just the stamina a slight concern. Stock Cusick is a left winger. He's 18 years of age on loan from Dunfermline. He's not bad. He's come through at Celtic as well. He's not really got any great attributes. He's quite quick, he works hard and he's determined. I guess they're the main things. And again, he can play centre midfield. He can pass the ball alright. But he's not setting a world alight. And if they're the best starters of our squads, it worries me that we haven't got a good one. And finally, onto a bit of experience. 34-year-old Martin Scott is a central midfielder, has played loads of games in his career for Cove Rangers, Cowdenbeath, Stenhousemuir, Arbroath and various others as well. And to be fair, he's a natural striker too. He's probably more of a target man at his age because he can't run anymore. But off the bench and in the dressing room, I guess he is a good person. He likes to get in the box, he can finish okay, and he's a journeyman. I mean, you can't ask for much more. He's been going for donkey's years, but he's a good little player. And if we need him, I'm sure he'll make an impact for us. Probably more important off the pitch than on it at this stage. The same will be the case for Michael Payton. 3.5 star ability, 3.5 potential. And this seems problematic because Matty Todd was one of the best players and he was a right winger. Payton's the same, although he can play up front. Not that he can finish though. So he's a good crosser of the ball. He's a good dribbler. So if we've got a target man, we can get balls into the box. I like him. I think he's going to work for us. He's got no physical attributes left. He's got nothing mentally really. But he's good technically. And that could be enough for us. So Michael Payton, another important one. But the balance of this midfield is really not stacking up. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But let's not worry about that for now, because we've got another right winger to meet. That man is Leroy Macavora. I mean, what a selection of right wingers we've got and not much else. This is the one. So he is a natural striker. He is our poacher. He is our goal machine. Brilliant pace, acceleration, agility, good dribbling, good finishing, good off the ball. There's my goal scorer. One appearance for Hearts, a few for Spartans, and he's going to be a star for Brechin City. Let me promise you that, because that kid looks special. On loan from Hearts, we're not contributing any wage. Oh, he's only here till January. I didn't check that with the other two actually, Barron and Todd. Barron's here for the season, as is Todd. So we've got to find a way to extend that, because he is going to be crucial to us. And hopefully with the final two, we'll find a partner for him. So Rory Curry, 3-star ability target man. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Has played for Linfield in Northern Ireland. We know that league well, of course, from FM20. Hearts, Forfar, came for Rangers and Celtic. Oh, he's played for both of them. That's interesting. But a decent finisher. No real composure, which does worry me. But he's got an okay balance of attributes. So if we need him off the bench, he could be one of those sort of super subs. Throw him on for 20 minutes, see if he can nick a goal. I don't mind him. And then let's finish off with Naroki. A 3-star ability poacher, probably looks a backup to Leroy, who we just met. Again, good finisher, very quick. Not so much composure, not so good off the ball, not as great technique, and doesn't work as hard. But a decent footballer, and as a backup striker, I'm not too disappointed by that. So there are a lot of holes in this squad. It's not the strongest. Defensively, we haven't got any real quality at all. So we're going to have to hope that we get some good players in before too long. And we will be back in 2 months' time, because we have got Forfar in the first game in the Betfred League Cup. It's Group A against sides that are much better than us, but it's competitive football. It's FM21, and it's the first game of our career having started unemployed with no badges, no skills, and no say in all the key areas that help us tick. So let me know what you think of that squad below. Let me know how you think we're going to get on. It is certainly going to be a challenge, this job. I just want to see what the media prediction is in comparison to the others. We'll try and think of a tactic for it as well. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. Blessed with right wingers and nothing else. I think it's going to be 2 up front. Poacher, target man. Probably a bog standard 4 in midfield. I can't see anything other than 4-4-2. But let me know if you think differently. If we look at the season preview, we are heavy favourites to finish bottom. It's not even close. Queen's Park have got people like Cammy Bell. He played for Rangers. We've got Bob McHugh at Queen's Park as well. He was previously at Motherwell, I believe. He's a proper good footballer as well. I mean, look at that player as a standard comparison to us. And the same for Cammy Bell as well. We're going to get absolutely battered by these sides. Although, Queen's Park are heavy odds-on favourites to win it. Although 1-91 on is a very strange one. So let me know what you think of the tactic I should use. Let me know what you think of the squad so far. And how do you think we're going to get on? A first season sacking? Or surprising the odds and finishing somewhere other than the bottom of this table? If you did enjoy this episode and you're looking forward to the FM21 edition of the Head Coach, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. We'll try and squeeze episode 2 in tomorrow, and then it will be an episode every other day, rotating with Bangor City, which will start tomorrow morning. A Build a Nation One Club story there, so please do keep your eyes peeled and turn that notification bell on. There is so much to look forward to and so much to come from this year's game over on the channel. Don't forget, tomorrow evening as well, we'll be starting our live stream series with Wigan Athletic for the beta, and you can vote for my long-term live stream series over on the community page. I'd love to get your thoughts on that, so make sure you have your say, as once the full game's released, I'll be streaming the series that you choose. Finally, I am part of a football podcast as well, which you can catch up with in the eye above. But a massive thank you for joining me for the start of FM21. The Head Coach is back, and it's going to be harder than ever before. But I'm up for the challenge. I look forward to seeing you next time, and thank you so much for watching.